G'day guys, Scotty Fitzsimons here from the Oak Barrel to announce something quite big, for me at least, my Whisky of the Year for 2019. It's not a big secret because you can probably see that it's going to be a GlenDronach based off what's on the table, but which one I'll reveal in a little bit. But probably this video will also be called GlenDronach 15 named Whisky of the Year, so there you go, there's the announcement, that's out of the way. Why do we do this? I started the Whisky of the Year about 5 years ago just to sort of celebrate something that was either released in the previous 12 months or returned to the market or has come to the market in the past 12 months. To sort of just celebrate that and take a look back. You know, we can be a little bit caught up sometimes with looking forward to the next great thing, and that's a lot of fun, and that's why I do have the best job in the world. But it's also good to sort of, you know, remember classics and that sort of thing as well. And even though the GlenDronach 15 is certainly not a new whiskey for last year, I think it made quite a big impact last year. So in previous years, we've had the start with Twofold, Kilhome and Sinead, Kilkerran 12-year-old, whiskies like that being named as the Oak Barrel's Whisky of the Year. And we've chosen those ones not because they are necessarily the absolute hands-down greatest whiskey we've tried that year, but they're sort of core ranges that are really punching above their weight and also affordable. Even though we do like to try the latest and greatest and open ridiculously expensive bottles in the tasting room here, the future of whiskey is going to be with the everyday drinker, not the one-off special. You know, we can't afford to be always drinking bottles in silly glass decanters and gold leaf boxes and all that sort of stuff. The everyday drinker, I think, is going to be the great whiskey. And now, you may be familiar with GlenDronach distillery, sort of in the Eastern Highlands there. You could probably call it Speyside if you move the border a little bit, but technically a Highland distillery. One of the three big sherry cask houses for me, alongside Glenfarclas and Macallan. GlenDronach was actually closed between 2006 and 1992, which in the current few decades has meant a few stock lapses because there was a good few years of non-production there, and the 15 actually went away for a few years because of that and returned a couple of years ago, now under the guidance of Rachel Barry, and it was good. It was good. It wasn't the mythical sherry cask whiskey that people have remembered from the past, to be completely honest, but it was a good solid drinker, and anytime it came back it was very, very good. We saw that in December last year, and then November, just the month before, we actually saw the next drop of the GlenDronach 15, and it was about 12 months between drinks, I should say. I think this year's edition is excellent, really, really good. From my personal opinion, I've always thought, and you go back to pre-stock shortages, the 12 was always my favourite. Had a little bit of that kick and that spice to it. The 15 was good, it was very decadent. The 18 was a little bit too sweet for my personal taste. I still think that's the case for me. If you gave me an open bottle of each of these and I can reach for one, I'm probably at the moment going to reach for the 15. I think probably at odds a little bit with the general or the vocal drinking public at the moment, who are big fans of the 18. But I think that's almost gone a little bit too far on the sherry, for my personal taste at least. And the best thing about this Whisky of the Year is it's not a democracy and I get to make up all the rules. The other thing about the 18 though, it is on a little bit of borrowed time because it is using a bit of stock from that pre-closure period. Why I love the 15 is it is post-2002, post-2003 stock, which is great because if we can make something like that is so good using stock that has been planned for and is now sustainable into the future, that's a good thing for whiskey. It's very fun and luxurious to drink the 18 at the moment, but that is on borrowed time. That stock is going to disappear, and once it's gone, and we're going to have to make do with what we have from the previous years. And that's something that all distilleries are facing at the moment, is trying to create sustainability of releases, and I think what they've done with the 15 is excellent, and Rachel Barry should absolutely be commended because the edition we saw land in Australia in November 2019 is really, really good. And for the first time in my drinking lifetime, I actually prefer it to the 12 and the 18 in terms of the GlenDronach core range. 21's obviously very good as well, but we see that in spits and bursts. I don't know how available this is going to be throughout the year, the 15, but hopefully a little bit more than just 1 or 2 drops a year. But yeah, I think it's just an excellent whiskey, and if you want to drink that sherry style of whiskey, it's getting harder and harder to do. The 15 is doing it at the moment. So that is my very unscientific, no real criteria, undemocratic Whisky of the Year for 2019. This will go up on the website as well, and you can check what we've done from previous years as well.